Okay, good morning. Today we're going to continue our 8 minutes presentation. And by schedule, we have 5 students that are going to talk about their selected topics. And without further ado, we would like to invite Denny Ramdhani as our first presenter of today's session.
Yes, sir. Could you see my slide, sir?
Yes. Yes, we can see your slide.
Okay. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Denny Ramdhani. I am a student in physics of Magnetism and Photonics Research Group, Institut Teknologi Bandung. Firstly, I will say thank you to Mr. Hari because he has given me chance to speak about my topic research. The topic is about application of metasurface on the lens as a reduction in the size and weight of the lens. Okay, as we know, we can found lenses in our daily life, such as in our camera phone, our eyes, and our glasses and other. Lenses have functional to diverge or convert the light. For many applications, there are many various lens shapes, such shown in figure 2. There is converging lenses and diverging lenses. How does works? Conventional lenses exploit refraction to manipulate light. In diverging lens, any incident rays traveling parallel axis, in principal axis to the of the lens will refract through the lens and will travel in line with the focal point. Sorry. Whereas the converging lens, incident light will be refract to the focal point. In conventional lenses, if we increasing numerical aperture or NA, it's also increasing thickness. And we found this advantage if we will miniaturize the lens. And while in flat lenses, we can increasing numerical aperture with the same thickness. And the question is what is the numerical aperture? The numerical aperture is the dimensionless number that characterize the range angle over which the system can emit or accept the light. And if we have scheme of light through the lenses like the figure 5, we can determine the numerical aperture with this equation. It's different from conventional lens. Flat lenses exploit diffraction to manipulate light. Flat lenses are commonly realized with Fresnel structure, but efficiency is low in the Fresnel zone flats. So MetaSurface proposed to improve the efficiency. To determine the efficiency, numerical aperture, and field distribution, we will do simulation, which is the simulation construct from the Maxwell equation. This is Maxwell equation. In the Maxwell equation, there are 4 equations. There are Gauss law, no magnetic monopoles, Faraday's law, Ampere-Maxwell law, with vector D is displacement field, vector B is magnetic field, vector E is electric field, vector H is auxiliary field, vector JF is free current density, and rho F is free charge density. In this research, we will do computational physics to determine the specification of the different structure. There is 2 structure, such shown in figure 8. There are multi-level diffractive lens and meta lens. For the methods, we will input the parameter are lambda, W min, H max, and incident electric field, which is W min and H max definition can looks in figure 8. And then we make the structure modeling such shown the figure 8 and meshing it to discretize the structure. And we will simulate it using FDTD method. FDTD method is the finite difference time domain method to determine the focal length, numerical aperture, efficiency, and field distribution. And from the result, we can analyze to obtain the conclusion. Okay, to closing my presentation, I will closing presentation with the quote from Richard Feynman. He said, every object is a mixture of lots of things. So we can deal with it only as a series of approximations and idealizations. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Denny. The time consumption is on point. There are no time exceeding as the one that we have in the 3 minutes presentation, but I will get into the feedbacks later on after we done with all of the presentation. Okay, thank you, Denny. Now we are moving on to the second presenter, which is Banafsaj Fatia Nabila.
Yes. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Mr. Hari and friend. My name is Fatia. I'm from Nuclear Physics and Biophysics Research Group. In this opportunity, I would like to present my research. The title of my research is Simulation of Fluid Flow Evacuation in the Reactor Core through the Draining Pipe using Moving Particle Semi-Implicit or MPS method. An introduction for my research. Okay, first, the increasing demand for electrical energy in this present era, a lot of energy is needed. As one of the natural research that can be used as an energy producing fuel, nuclear power can be used as a promising alternative energy source. The reactor design is evolving, taking into account a variety of factors in order to produce the ideal reactor. One of the most critical factors to consider while designing a reactor is safety. This requirement must be met by analyzing the probability of accident in the design of nuclear reactors. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear accident in March 2011 prompted substantial new standards for the design of future nuclear power facility. The requirement is to introduce a passive emergency system for emptying the reactor core in the event of a power outage. The system offered in this case is a draining system. Okay. One method that can be used to simulate the evacuation of fuel salt from the reactor core through the draining pipe is moving particle semi-implicit or MPS method. The concept of the MPS method is differential operator in the governing equation are converted into equivalent particle interaction using Lagrangian. The purpose of the study was to use a two-dimensional MPS method to simulate the fluid relocation process from two different container sources. The simulation describes the process of emptying the reactor core through draining pipes. The fluid used are water, oil, and honey. Fluid types variation are used to see the effect of viscosity and density interaction with surface. Next, theory section. The molten salt phase reactor, or MSVR, is a type of reactor in which the fuel, which consists of thorium fluoride, lithium fluoride, and heavy nucleus like uranium, is dissolved in the molten salt. This fuel is not only that place where the nuclear reaction occurs, but it also works as a coolant. The safety system on MSVR is draining system. Drainage system is the process of relocation fuel flow to the safety tank through the draining pipes. This discussion will be the focus of this research. Okay, next, governing equation. Okay. In this research, related equation is the Navier-Stokes equation and the continuum equation. Equation 1 express the mass conservation or mass density of the system under construction. As a result, there is a time-dependent mass change of mass of constant value is in this scenario. Equation 2 is a momentum conservation equation that states that the system total momentum is the same before and after particle dynamics. Next equation is particle interaction modeling. The position of particle with relation to another particle is used to determine in its interaction. The movement of particle can be estimated from the force of interaction between two neighbor particles utilizing the notion of the wave function depending on distance r. The most frequent wave function utilized in MPS approaches is this equation. Okay, next, flow chart for MPS method. First, we start with an initialization and then calculation are carried out for several components. This calculation will be updated every time step for each particle. And then we finalize the program. Next, the methodology. Simulation of uncompressed flow in the pipe will use two containers at the top and one container at the bottom. The fluid will flow from top to bottom through vertical and horizontal pipes. In the horizontal pipe section, the two fluids will merge at the point and then fall together into the container. That fluid flow system and pipe size used are shown in figure 4. In the simulation, there are three variations of fluid, namely is water, oil, and honey. Each of these fluid characteristic is in table 1. Fluid variation are used to see the effect of viscosity and density in interaction with surface. Okay, maybe that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Banafses. We will move on to the third presenter, which is Amanda.
Yes, sir. Could you see my screen, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Clara Putri, and in this occasion, I would like to present my scientific article with the title is Measurement of Electrical Conductivity on Consilage Field using the Electromagnetic Induction Method. This presentation will cover about the introduction, basic theory, and the method. The first is about the introduction. Agriculture is an activity that utilizes biological resources to produce food, industrial raw materials, or energy sources and manage the environment. Some technology can be applied to agriculture process, so the process will be more effective and efficient. For example, is by implementing the precision farming, because precision farming can help increase crop yields and reduce the environmental impact. This precision farming can be done using geophysical method, and from the geophysical method, we can know about the physical properties of the Earth's subsurface, such as resistivity, density, electrical conductivity, and several so on. And geophysical method that often used for agriculture application are resistivity, electromagnetic induction, and GPR or ground penetrating radar. The development of geophysical method for agriculture began in the 1930 until 1980. In that year, the geophysical method is used to measure water content, soil moisture, estimating salinity level, and soil mapping. And in the 1990, the geophysical method for precision farming began increasingly important, especially resistivity and electromagnetic induction method that used to measure electrical conductivity of the soil. So from the background, the objective of this research is to measure the electrical conductivity using electromagnetic induction of corn silage field with various treatment of nitrogen fertilization and cover crop. The next is basic theory. The corn is a cereal and grain crop that has stout, erect, and solid stem, and its leaves have wavy margins. If we compare the nutritional content of corn with other cereal, the protein that contained in the corn is relatively poor, but corn is high in dietary fiber and rich antioxidant. The corn that used for corn silage should be harvested at least when it has 65 until 70% of humidity and the starch layer is extend from 1/2 to 3/4 of kernel portion, such as in figure 1. The next about the soil. The soil can be visualized as a layer known a horizon. The first layer is a horizon with crown structure, and deeper below a horizon, there is B horizon with prismatic structure formed by silt and clay. The first layer, or A horizon, is commonly used as a medium for growing the plant. And during the growing process, the plant need to absorb some nutrient from the soil. There are at least 16 essential elements divided into macronutrients and micronutrients shown in table 1 that plant need for their growth. The next is about the electromagnetic induction. So the working principle of electromagnetic induction, there is a coil transmitter that will produce the primary magnetic field, and the primary magnetic field will propagate into the subsurface or into the soil. And when the primary magnetic field hits the conductive medium in the subsurface, it will induce the eddy current, and eddy current will produce the secondary magnetic field that will be received by coil receiver. In addition, the coil receiver will also receive the primary magnetic field. So, from the ratio of secondary magnetic field and primary magnetic field, we can calculate the apparent conductivity from the subsurface using this equation 1. And from the RC law that's modified by Waxman and Smith, we can know that conductivity of the subsurface is influenced by conductivity of water that fill the rock pores, and also influenced by ion mobility and total charge of the subsurface. The next is about the method. This research is located in U.S. Smith Animal Research Center, with the type of soil of the field is grit silt loam that has 0 until 1% of slope. The equipment that used for get the data of the conductivity data are EM38 and dual EM2. The next, but the process of this research, the research is begin with the land preparation. So the field is divided into some part, and every part has different treatment of fertilization and cover crops. And after that, we should conduct the soil temperature correction, because the soil conductivity is related to the soil temperature. So this process is become important. And after the next process is the planting. And during the planting, we measure the electrical conductivity and soil sampling. And after the corn is ready to be harvested, the measurement of electrical conductivity and soil sampling is done, and we can move to the next process, that is data handling and processing. And the last process is the analysis of the result from the data processing. Okay, this is the end of my presentation, and I would like to thank you for your attention and your time today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, thank you, Amanda. Moving on to the fourth presenter that I'm going to invite is Jihad Fahri. Oh, okay. So Jihad Fahri is not available at the moment. So if we move on to Radina, are you okay if you're going to present today? Okay, so I think we're going to have a very packed presentation on Thursday because Ella and then Jihad Fahri and also Radita is not available to talk in this session. So, okay, so thank you for all of your attention. We're going to meet again on Thursday, continuing the 8 minutes presentation session, which has about more than 11 people. Yeah. Okay. So okay, that's all. Thank you all for attending the class, and I'll stop the recording.